I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow so pretty in the sky, they're also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying what? I love you. And I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow so pretty in the sky, they're also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. And I hear babies cry and watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Mike. Good morning. Welcome to Unity on Greenville, a positive path for spiritual living. My name is Donna Kirby, and I am the celebration assistant for this morning. I'm glad you're here. I welcome everyone in the sanctuary. I welcome everyone online. I welcome our wonderful speaker, Gretchen Johnson, licensed Unity teacher. I will introduce her in more length. And then I'd like to introduce our guest musician, and I do have some notes here. His name is Mike Nicosia. He is from New Orleans. He has lived in Dallas only 30 years.
So, got here as quick as I could. Yeah.
And he plays the drum with Rachel's trio. And so wherever Rachel plays in different gigs, you will also see Mike. And we are so blessed to have you. And that was a beautiful song. Thank you so much. I didn't know you sang. I was a little bit surprised. All right. Oh, I did want to say one thing. Happy Labor Day weekend. You know, my mother taught me that a fashion poopaw is to wear white after Labor Day. So I have 2 more days. I am so excited. Yes. Anybody else abide by that? Okay, good. All right, I guess what they say stands. Welcome. We do have an announcement, and I'd like to invite Senator De La Cruz, who is our board president, to come up and make those announcements. course. I think it might help.
Good morning. It's so nice to be here today and see all of you. I would like to provide an update regarding the search for our permanent minister. The board is prayerfully considering all of the wonderful feedback that we received during the last 2 Sundays. At this time, we are considering all of that information, and I hope that you understand that this is something that is probably the most important thing that our board is doing right now, is making a decision on who will be our next minister. So we don't want to rush that. We want to take our time and pray and meditate and then make a decision. So please know that the process for selecting a new minister will be done with much thought and prayer. And we hold our highest and greatest good on our decision. So we ask that you continue to hold our affirmation close to your heart as we continue with the process. So thank you very much. And we will keep you informed.
Thank you, Sandra. Please keep the board in your prayers so that they make the right, and I know they will, the right decision for all of us. I know that. Unity World Day of Prayer 2022 is going to be online. It's going to be Wednesday, September 7th, which is next week, at 7 p.m. Central Time. Please look at your e-news. It will give you more information, or go to our website and it will give you the link that you need. It is a free event, of course. Do register on Eventbrite. Upcoming events next week, or this week, of course, is Gretchen Johnson, which we are blessed to have. Next week is going to be Reverend Doug. And beyond that, we have not a clue. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, we really do. We have it all planned out. In order for a church to thrive, we need congregants. And we also need donations, offerings, whatever is good for you is good for us. There is blessings in everything. And there's 4 different ways that you can make a donation. The first one is there is a card in the pew. There's an envelope you can put in there and then put it in the bowl in the foyer. Or you can text to and then give the option at that number. You can mail a check to our address, or we are just really up to date. You can do the QR code and scan it. It's on our website. Whatever is easiest for you. And we thank you. And please join me in our offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With gratitude, we commit to using our gifts for good. Thank you. And now the daily word. I love the daily word for today. Of course, I always do. It just always hits home. Today, the word is ease. Beholding God in every circumstance helps me know ease. That's our affirmation. It's easy for me to find God in the glory of a sunrise and in the laughter of children, and to feel God's love as I get together with friends or family. Wherever there is wonder, joy, or fellowship, God is surely present. I remember that God is just as surely present when my responsibilities feel overwhelming, when conflict arises in relationships, or when it feels as though there isn't enough of what I need. If I begin to feel tense, fearful, or frustrated, I remember that wisdom, love, understanding, and strength, all of the divine qualities that live within me, are ready to help me handle any challenge. Assured by my awareness of God's presence, I move with ease and grace through whatever this day brings. And our scripture for today is, "Those who listen to me will be secure and will live at ease without dread of disaster." That's Proverbs 1:33. Thank you. And now I would like to invite Sandra De La Cruz, who is our chaplain for today, to come and give us our prayer. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Donna. I just want to remind you that at every pew there are cards, prayer request cards. One side is a prayer request, and we encourage you to complete those and put them in the basket on the way out. And then on the other side is a prayer of gratitude. We are happy to pray with you any way that you would like for us to pray. Also, after service, I will be at the back, and I invite you, if you would have a specific prayer request today, I would love to pray with you. So as we begin today with our prayer, if you so choose, you may close your eyes, knowing that there is that heart space that is within us, that light that shines deeply. Let us step away from all that is happening in our life, all that is happening outside, and let us come to this moment, here and now, and know that there is always good. Let us remember that in our lives, we know that there is always good. Let us know in our friends, in our family, let us affirm that there is always good. As we see people on the street, as we drive home today, let us remember that there is always good. As we walk past people on the street, as we see people tonight, tomorrow, as we talk to people on our phones, let us remember that there is always good. As we go around listening to what is happening in the world today, let us remember that there is always good. As we enter into this time of our lives today and the coming days, let us remember that there is always good. And with this prayer, let us leave knowing that there is always good. And so it is. Amen. And now I invite Gretchen for our meditation.
Good morning. I invite you now to relax your eyes behind closed lids, or just simply lower your gaze. Here you are in this body at this time. There's nothing pressing for you to do. You're simply here. now. You don't have to imagine anything. Simply focus on your breath, the life-giving force of the Creator. Breathing in slowly and gently exhale out. As you breathe in, you're breathing in, I am, and exhale out, God is. I am, God is. Silence. Beautiful, peaceful. Silence is the language of God. Enter into this space and simply be still and know God is. There's nothing pressing for you to do right now. You're simply here. Relax those muscles around your eyes. Lower your shoulders down away from your ears and breathe. 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 As the music now fades into silence, we will simply enjoy a moment of complete quiet. And now we will take a collective breath together, breathing in and breathing out. Let your attention ride on the sound of the chime. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
You can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another, and it doesn't take any sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice and just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Just do as I say and shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Now, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. It's better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Just do as I say and shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Mike. Before I introduce our guest speaker, I would like to acknowledge a couple of people. And we have our Keeper of the Flame, Marion, in the back. And for those of you who may not know what a Keeper of the Flame is, Marion is keeping sacred space for everyone here in the sanctuary and also for everyone online. And we are very, very appreciative of that. It's very important, along with chaplaining. I'd also like to tell you that Mike's lovely wife, Deborah, is joining us also today. She is accompanying her husband, and we're really glad to see you. Yes, I made a new friend a couple of weeks ago. Yes. And one other person I'd like to acknowledge, and that's Mary Huck. We're really good to see you. All right. Let me put my glasses on. Gretchen A. Johnson, affectionately known as Gigi, I like that. Can I call you Gigi?
Please do.
Oh, I love it, is an amorous supporter of anyone traversing the spiritual path of self-discovery, believing most people need someone to stand in the gap if or when life becomes a bit of a challenge. Gretchen earned a non-secular doctorate in a philosophy specializing in holistic life counseling at the University of Sedona. And I am very jealous of that. If anybody's been to Sedona, Arizona, you'll know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And she is a licensed Unity teacher through Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. Additionally, Gretchen has worked in the beauty and image industries for 50 years, which we can certainly tell. And she managed 2 salons and 1 salon and spa. Oh. She traveled internationally teaching industry techniques. Her church home is the Center of Unity in Grapevine, Texas, where she has volunteered in several areas. Ultimately, Gretchen holds the space of love while pointing to ways one can express him or herself authentically, as well as pointing out to spiritual matters for further exploration. These are the things about which she is exuberantly passionate. Please help me welcome Gretchen Johnson, licensed Unity teacher.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. And I want to first say, greetings, beloved. I thank you for welcoming me back. The last time I spoke here was last year, and you all were so very warm, and I felt right at home. As a matter of fact, I now consider Unity on Greenville my second spiritual home. This morning, we're specifically looking at the power of judgment / wisdom, its connection to love, and how discernment and intuition play a role in how we use the power of wisdom. Now, what am I talking about, powers? Let me say that I don't presume to tell you anything you don't already know. You all know this. Some of us, like myself, need a reminder every now and again. So, 12 powers. We all have them. They are innate. We were born with these powers. All we have to do is affirm their presence, and then we can help to accelerate them in our lives. We can use them for good, and there are some who use them for not so good. How can we better understand the power of judgment? First, understand that judgment and wisdom are used interchangeably. The original name of power was assigned by Charles Fillmore, and it was judgment. The word judgment fell out of use around the late 20th century because it really felt so much like judgmentalness, and it was also confused with Bible literalists' divine judgment. Now, this is what judgment is not. Wisdom is not information. Books, universities, libraries cannot give you wisdom. Information, yes, but not wisdom and good judgment. These can only arise from within each individual, says Charles Roth in a 12-power meditation exercise. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, says this in the Revealing Word: judgment is the mental act of evaluation through comparison and contrast. Spiritual discernment, it is that inner voice through whose expression we come into a larger realization of ourselves. Judgment is a faculty of the mind that can be exercised in two ways: from sense perception or from spiritual understanding. If its action be based on sense perceptions, its conclusions are fallible and often condemnatory. If based on spiritual understanding, however, they are safe. Let me pause here for a moment. Did I tell y'all it's good morning? I missed that at the very beginning because I just realized. Now turn to a neighbor and say, this is a good morning. It is. This is a good morning. Good. Now I'm back on track. Reverends Bill and Sher Holton explains wisdom is the power to practically apply what is known, intuitively discern, and make heart connections. That's in their book, Power Up. Judgment is represented by the Apostle James, son of Zebedee, and is located at the pit of the stomach, at the solar plexus. Soul also means sun. And the color represented by judgment is yellow. Now, we have 12 powers, one of which is imagination. Use your power of imagination and imagine that I have on a yellow outfit. My yellow outfit, I have one, and it is ready to be refreshed, not ready for today. The power of judgment is linked with also the power of love. That's represented by James. Now that we understand judgment, what judgment is and what judgment is not, how do we use it? Don't pick on people, jump on families, criticize their faults, unless, of course, you want the same treatment. That's from Matthew 7:1. This is a passage from the Message. It's a Bible written in contemporary language. So how do we use it? We use judgment and wisdom with love. While we're all the same on the inside, as an individual expression of God, we look and act differently. We might say when we're upset, I don't like the way that you do things. Well, that's too bad. No, someone might say, or we might say to someone, well, that's too bad, and mind your own business. Instead of that, though, what we could say in a more loving way, you know, you do things in a particular way, and that's good. That's one approach. I've done something a little bit different. Please take a look and share your thoughts. Now, what a way to start a dialogue, don't you think? With wisdom and with love. Now, I'm going to invite you to stand up. All rise, here comes the judge. Now, find 3 people and say, I am the judge, but I judge with wisdom and love. 3 people. Very good, very good. Now we're going to do an affirmation and just repeat after me. I affirm that from this sacred place of wisdom, discernment, and love, from this place of wisdom, discernment, and love, I am spirit-led. I am on this journey of life. I am on this spirit of life to learn more and dive deeper into my innate power of wisdom, so that I may be the very best human I can. These abilities have been with me from the very beginning. I came into this physical world with everything I need for a lifetime here. Now breathe that in. Now look at discernment. Discernment is the ability to not rely upon facts, but upon principles in decision making. Discernment is exercised through a process that includes questioning, meditation, and envisioning while suspending judgment about any divine ideas generated. Now let's look at intuition. It's our internal guidance system. And Reverend Linda Martella-Whitsett says this: it is our aha and our uh-oh power. As we practice right judgment, evaluation, and discernment, we activate and become familiar with the methods by which our infinite self takes charge to express wisely. We may see images, we may feel something on the inside like an electrical charge, we may hear a directive like do that or don't do that, check those tires, walk away. And we may suddenly, without contemplation, just simply know what to do. Now love is that drawing power of the mind, says Fillmore in Talks on Truth. It shines on us. It shines on everyone, on every path. It is magnetic. I want to tell you a story about how Jesus used the power of wisdom and love and also faith. You know, Jesus had 12 friends. He was closest to 3, Peter, James, and John, the brothers. So Jesus got a message. He got a message from that Jairus' daughter had died and there was no need for him to come. Jesus told Jairus, do not fear, only believe, and she will be well. When he arrived at the house, he only permitted wisdom, love, and faith to come in with him. He told them not to weep. She was just sleeping, and they laughed at him. You see, the power of wisdom, love, and faith, coupled with discernment and intuition, must have been present because Jesus said to the girl, he took her by the hand and he said, rise up. Her spirit returned, and she did actually get up. He told people to give the child something to eat. Now, if I had my way, I would have brought some food, yellow food, bananas, some squash, some pineapple. So imagine you're tasting all of this. Take whatever you want of those yellow things, those yellow food items. So along with wisdom, love, and faith, Jesus must have leaned into the oneness that we know as our Father God. Now I want to tell you a little story about how I experienced wisdom, love, and love. June 1st of this year, my aunt, Nabia, she and I were around the same age. We were in the same class growing up, and she passed over into pure spirit. And this year, there was a celebration of life service for her, and it was on her birthday, June 1st. Well, when I arrived at the center where the celebration was taking place, immediately I started to scan the room. I was looking for someone. Now, this someone also, like everyone else on the planet, has 12 powers. But this someone didn't use her 12 powers for good. She was the person who stole my identity and moved on the West Coast and had a lovely life, buying cars and condos or townhouses. So I was looking for her, so I didn't sit with her. I didn't want to sit near her because, see, during that time, that all of this took place, when she did all these things, I wasn't a student of Unity's metaphysical teachings. I did not know. I hadn't done the forgiveness work. So I was kind of holding a little bit of a grudge. I didn't want to be near her. Well, I found her, and I sat 2 tables away from her, me and my little tribe. As I sat there, though, something began to churn inside of me. You know, have you heard of a butter churn? I imagine that it's going like this. That's what I was feeling. And it was God speaking to me, and this is my side of the conversation with God. What? You want me? No, oh, no. I've held on to this too long, and this makes no sense. Surely you don't want me to do that. Hug her? Oh, no. But I sat there, I was restless. Let me tell you what happened. I had to make a note of this because I wanted to tell you exactly the way it came up for me. We were, everything started to move like in slow motion, but also in rapid succession, like time had collapsed. It was the strangest experience. Before I knew it, though, I was actually over there holding her. I was hugging her. Well, first of all, I called her mother's name to get her attention. And she stood up and she called my name, and I just hugged her. Hugged her tight. Hugged her even tighter. And she whispered in my ear. Now, this is someone I hadn't seen since 1978, 79. I'm sorry for everything. I felt that she was sincere and that she was using her power of love. I used my power of wisdom and love to reach her, and in turn, she apologized. When it was her opportunity to stand up and speak a word about her sister, she called my name and publicly apologized. Not just to me, though, because she had done things to many of the family members. She also apologized to others. I take that to mean that when we lean into our powers, our divine powers, miracles can and do happen. When we lean into the oneness with the one we call God, creator of all things, big and small, it becomes clear, coupled with this poll that was conducted to discover how many people actually believe in God. And the Gallup poll said 81% of Americans believe there is a God when given a yes or no response. I believe that's an open door. It's an open door to share with those who are ready to more deeply know themselves at the highest level, and then to also use their divine power. This is not to say that we are to go on the street corners and proselytize. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we don't keep what we know and learn within the walls of our minds or within the walls of our churches and spiritual centers. No, what I am suggesting that we all do is to share what we do know, gently share with those we're directed to share with. So, in closing, I invite you to set aside some time in meditation every single day, as this will allow you to tap into the subtle messages from Spirit. And when we make meditation a part of our daily routine, the results are many. One of those things is you have a clear mind and you can recognize those subtle messages from God. Wisdom, discernment, and love can only arise within us. How do you know when you've used right judgment or wisdom? This is how. It is when you feel a sense of well-being within, and when you can rest easy at night, sleep well. It is when you are not confused, but rather inspired. When the question arises, is it God speaking? Is it me? The answer, so says Reverend Linda, is yes, it is. It is oneness with a capital O. So with this, I will say, divine wisdom now guides me to my next step. I encourage you, I invite you to let those words also be yours. Thank you.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden me, then I am quiet, wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. And then you come, and I am filled with wonder. Sometimes I feel I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Could we have them? There we go. That was a beautiful, beautiful lesson. Judgment, yes. And Mike, thank you for that beautiful song. We at Unity on Greenville have affirmations that we follow. And one is our mission. So please repeat with me our mission statement. With divine love as our foundation, we live unity spiritual principles. We awaken to truth. We affirm the innate goodness of all and our oneness with creation. Thank you. And as Sandra had mentioned, in our search for a minister, we have this affirmation that we created, the spiritual care team created for the church. Please repeat with me. We welcome and affirm with love the perfect spiritual leader who embraces the truth of unity principles, and I truly believe that. Now, you can connect with us in a number of ways. On our website, there is a thing that's, special communication card that you can fill out online and submit, or we have them in our pews. All you have to do is let us know, like Sandra was saying, if you like prayer, or if you just want to come and talk with us in the sanctuary. We would love to connect with you. Now, our peace song for today is a special one because we have Belana Dowell, who is our, what is it? What do I want to say? Our technician, live stream tech. See, it's way too much for me. Live stream technician. She's not only that, but she's a wonderful musician. So please, we're going to, if you'll stand, we're going to sing it, and Belana's going to play the guitar. Thank you so much. All right. Yes. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much for being here, live streaming. Have a blessed day.